let's see, what else do we have? Do we have anybody playing? We got Bob Choate up on Monster Bash, so let's pull that up and take a look at Monster Bash and watch Bob Choate. If you've ever seen the initials CPW anywhere, that is Bob Choate, and this guy is just ridiculous with his pinball. So we'll also see. Let's see. We're gonna apply that guy, and this little one should come up in a second. There we go. And let's see where our standings are. Trying to host you guys, but it says no permissions. Do you follow us this flipping podcast? Because I believe you have to follow us in order to host us. So I hope that's the case at least, because I'm not sure. But this flipping podcast, thank you guys for hanging out with us. That's super awesome. Huge fan of your actual podcast as well. So let's see what our Monster Bash high scores are here. Where did it go? Monster Bash. So our Monster Bash high scores has actually been up to 33 million points. So we got Bob Choate here. You can see the top of his little head on the top camera. Unfortunately, he drained. Let's see what he's got. He's got 14 million points, and that's what he ends with. Unfortunately, not enough to do that. So this flipping podcast also. So this has been an amazing day so far, and we're just getting started. It's only 3 o'clock. We've been open for about 3.5 hours. We've got so many people that are in this particular competition. We've got so many more that are going to be coming too. Let's see, what do we have? We've got somebody up on Iron Maiden, so let's switch over to Iron Maiden quick. We're back on Iron Maiden. So we've got somebody up here. I'm not sure what his name is, but he's on Iron Maiden. Currently the high score is still 160 million points. Yeah, no problem, this flipping podcast. I appreciate it. You want to hop on? Okay, so I'm going to go take a break. Brian is going to come and hang out with you for a little bit. He's going to give you some coverage of Iron Maiden, because I'm going to guess that's going to be the most played game here. So we're going to leave it on Iron Maiden for a little bit. I'm going to go grab a smoke and hang out for a little bit, and I'll see you guys in a little. I'm going to leave you guys with Brian. You're in good hands. And let me know if you need anything. So I'll pull this up here so you can see this and this, and you should be good. This flipping podcast, you rock.
Hello, everybody. How are we doing today? So this is my first pinball show here, and I did not expect it to be this crazy. I was warned that it was going to be insane. But once I got here, there was just so many machines. Like, there's just rows upon rows upon rows upon rows of machines. And there's machines I've never even heard of, never even seen. We bought a game today, so that's exciting. There's a flea market area that just has a whole bunch of stuff on sale. Like, I haven't even walked around every single game and seen every single game, so it's awesome. Oh yeah, so these people watching, I just got into pinball about a year ago. So watching people play is one of the best ways to learn pinball. The best way is to learn flipper control, the best way to learn about the shots, everything about it. That's just the best way to do it. So we have somebody else coming on. Hello, Beck.
Hey, Brian. How's it going?
It's going well. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good. So we are watching some Iron Maiden here.
Oh, nice.
I'm not sure who is playing, but this gentleman is playing, so let's see who he has.
Oh, yeah, the guy, not Francesco, but the other guy in the blue shirt.
Yes.
The lighter blue shirt. So, does he have any modes started? No, not yet,
not
because
yet.
Eddie's not spelled. Okay. I'm slowly figuring it out.
Yes. So once you spell Eddie, then you have to hit that center pyramid shot to start the mode. Well, start a battle, it's called.
Okay.
Sorry, that's fine.
Oh, no, you're
Get
fine.
out of the way.
You're good. So
yeah, how is everybody doing?
Alright.
So the oh, hello, that's Levi. Thank you.
Okay.
So Levi
thank
is
you.
playing Iron Maiden right now. So let's see how he's doing here. Nice.
Wow, it's nice how you can hit, like you can just kind of snap the captain ball
Oh,
on the
yeah.
top left flipper too.
Yep.
Oh,
Ooh.
I thought he was gonna get it back there for a second.
That looked like he was, but unfortunately not.
Yeah.
All right, so here he goes again. Now, where is the super skill shot on this machine? I know it's if you hold the left flipper, it's somewhere up here, but I'm not entirely sure how to get that. I didn't watch their stream the other night, so I'm not sure about the...
So I haven't played it at all yet.
Okay.
So I have no idea.
So there are plenty of machines for you to play, so...
Yup.
Over towards the front end of the
Nice
room.
shot. That was really nice. And yeah, I gave him a combo award for that. That was
Nice.
awesome. Yeah. And yeah, that was it. Okay.
All right, so that he is done with his ball, his game.
Yeah.
Let's see if we have anybody else stepping up.
Man, the art on this game is really great.
It is beautiful. I didn't think I would like it that much, and the more I look at it, the more I love it. It's amazing.
Yeah, it's really solid.
It's like a nice. It's not super difficult. It's not super easy. It's just like the right amount of
Yeah.
difficulty for everybody to play. And the shots, like they were talking about before, they feel nice. They are good. They give good rewards. It is a great game.
Yeah, I like games where it like scaffolds the skill levels.
Okay.
So it's like you can step in as a beginner, right? And then as you progress as a player, there's a lot more to hit.
Yeah.
Because everyone gets something out of the game. It's not like I had a friend recently tell me, and he's not a pinball guy, but he went to a bar and put a game in on Metallica, and he was
Okay.
like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Like, and he was like, my ball was gone in like 30 seconds. Like my game was over. And
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, like that is
Sometimes,
not-
yeah, when it's for people getting into pinball, that's not something that's fun. When
Yeah.
you drain right away, it's
Yeah,
not.
it's just like,
you're just
okay,
like, okay, I don't want to play anymore. But
Yeah,
with
things-
games like this and other games that are like that, like when
Yeah.
you have hit things that are pretty easy and it gives you points, it makes you come back and it makes you
And
want to
it's
play
fun.
more, and
Yeah.
it is fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that is definitely one of the reasons why a lot of people are getting into pinball. Is it's just a lot of fun.
Yeah. Because we got some like established players here, but we also have seen a lot of new players today
Yes.
that normally don't play. I've been to Allentown for like the last 5 years, so we got a lot of new people coming out,
Yeah,
which is great.
which is really exciting to see all the new faces here. That's
Yeah.
the most amazing thing.
Absolutely.
But it's so nice to see, like, everybody is so nice, everybody is friendly, everybody wants to help everybody. So that's one really great thing about the pinball community is, like, it's just
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. All right.
So is it going through a ball search there? Oh, no, there, found it.
Okay. Yeah, I thought it did for a second.
Yeah. Oh, so trusty with those, letting that
Yeah.
ball bounce from flipper to flipper.
Yeah.
Matt
So-
is really good at that. Matt really is trustworthy with that flipper.
Max chill. It's the worst feeling when it bites you in the ass.
Oh,
Like,
yep.
So,
Sneak back over there.
okay.
To help Ben.
All
And
right.
it looks like Matt is going to come back on the stream, so I will be back on the stream later. So
Awesome.
I'll see you later, back.
Thanks, Brian.
Wait, am I coming over here? All right.
Um,
All right.
how's it going, man?
Good, good. I think at some point I got to jump up and
At some point, we gotta get Steve on here, right?
correct.
Okay.
And maybe start getting some folks for interviews and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wait, I got iced tea.
I know Steven Pin Daddy, I think, is in the tournament right now. So maybe after you're done with the tournament, if you want to stream for a little bit, let us know. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No rush, man.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what are we doing? What are we looking at?
So we're looking at some Iron Maiden now. And,
Iron Maiden.
there was multi-ball. I don't know if, yeah, no.
Is it multi-ball?
Yeah, it's done.
So,
Oh,
fun fact, a gentleman I work with recently, inspired by Iron Maiden around Easter time, took a small plastic bunny that you would hide candy in and filled it full of push pins and made his own miniature Iron Maiden that he was putting peeps in. That sounds ridiculous. It was actually super cool.
That's
super
hilarious.
cool. It's so hot in here.
Yeah. I mean, they opened up the side door, which is adding a little bit of a breeze, but
Yep.
it is warm out. It is 90 degrees here today in Pennsylvania. So
Also
we're
the,
feeling that.
also the reason I jumped up and ran away was because somebody brought a Swords of Fury in, which is a game I'm looking for. And he wanted a little bit too much money for it. He wanted a little bit too much.
A
A
little
bit. He wanted like $1,000 too much for it.
Yeah.
And then he's like, it works. Wait, I'm not talking trash on people. I'm not talking trash on
It just
people.
didn't work.
We'll just say it just didn't work.
Yeah.
But we are having. Oh wait, we haven't done this in a while. So we are. What is it called? A signal of. What is it called when you do your like station call thing? like that?
I think it's called Station Call Out, right?
Is it? All right. Well,
Yeah.
just in case you're just joining us, we are broadcasting live from Allentown, Pennsylvania, at the Allentown Pinfest.
Agriplex.
Is it the Agrifest? Is it the Agri-
We're at the Agriplex.
We're at an Agriplex. Is that?
That's
What is
the
that?
building.
It sounds like a transformer.
No.
Are you sure?
Are we actually in a
You have
Transformer?
Optimus Prime. You have Megatron.
I have a serious
You
question.
have
for you.
Agriplex.
Are we actually in a Transformer?
We
right
could
now?
be. We transformed this building into a pinball heaven. You hear that? Anyway, we are at the Allentown Pinball Show, also known as Pinfest 2018, in case you're watching this in years to come. We are currently broadcasting the Pinfest tournament, which is going strong. They just started, so the main is running. They also just started the match play about 30 minutes ago. The
And-
match play is, okay.
Oh, I was gonna say what I love about the match play. I don't know if you like. I don't know what I love about the match play. Right, is that it's on the main floor on the random games that people brought, which Matt hates.
Yeah, I hate that. I hate
I
that.
freaking love it. As
She loves it. Give
it's-
him what he wants, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
All right, you got that.
Keep going.
Sorry, we got Steve Bowden at the booth, and he's a super nice guy. If you ever had a chance to play with him, he also runs Fun with Bonus, and I think we will have him on the stream a little bit later. So match play is running right now at the Allentown tournament, and I love it because it's on random games on the floor. So any malfunctions, anything that's going on, you play it as it lies. So it's like a crazy golf thing, right? So I think like last year, it got really brutal because there were about, I want to say 3 aisles, maybe 4 aisles, 3.5, 4 aisles of games last year. So people were picking games that didn't work on purpose that other people had picked earlier in the day because they knew what was malfunctioning on the machine. So it's getting like pretty aggressive. The other thing about that is that at the time, I think I was really amateur player, and I hadn't done many tournaments whatsoever. So it gave me an advantage having that randomness in there, since I wasn't a very experienced player, because I could use kind of the fails on the games in order to succeed a little bit better, because it cut some of the more experienced players out.
What are we talking about? I
The
missed it.
randomness of the games on the floor.
Yeah, so she had an excellent experience. This was at York, right? Yeah, it was at York.
oh,
it
was
was
it at
York.
York?
Yeah, it was at York.
2 years ago, maybe?
It was York last year.
Okay.
It was York last year. And the only reason I remember this is because I played a game. I may or may not have played a game of Mr. and Mrs. Pac-Man
Yeah.
that tilted when I post-passed. And I was the first player to go. And I was like, you gotta be kidding me. And then all these other guys I was playing with was like, that's pinball. And then all 3 of those other guys tilted. And they're like, this isn't fair.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just warned you.
And I think they ended up taking that out of the tournament
Yeah, but-
because it was a serious malfunction.
So, but that's me. That's me. Everybody
Yeah.
has their different preferences. But I lost my train of thought again. Sorry, walked away. Walked away, as so did my brain.
Yeah.
But oh no, that's what I was doing. I was trying to do a station call. So we are here live at Allentown Pinfest
Right.
2018, covering the tournament, Pinfest tournament. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Covering the Pinfest tournament, and we do want to make sure that we thank our sponsors. We try to do
Yeah.
that every once in a while.
Yeah,
I've got a list here
absolutely.
somewhere.
so
So our current list of sponsors today are, of course, us, Rage Still Pinball. You can visit us at ragestillpinball.com. We sell shirts, hats, stickers, koozies, all sorts of crap. So feel free to visit our site or swing by our booth, get a picture taken with us. It's fun. We've
you
had a
also
bunch
have
of people come by.
Also have the fabulous Pin Crossing out in Linfield, PA, where you can play many restored games. Really great titles out there. You got KISS, both old and new. You got a Monster Bash usually, and some really other Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
I mean, it just goes
Adam's
on and
Family.
on.
Chad, what's up, dude?
You guys playing today?
We're not playing.
In addition to that, we also want to
We
thank
also
Pinball
have
Star-
Chad. Oh, sorry.
it's okay.
We're gonna thank Chad. Look, we're gonna turn
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I didn't mean to
Chad.
cut you off. I'm sorry.
you're good.
We got him. Whoa, we got him. Chad, you set up all of the sound system stuff today, right?
I did.
All right. We want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
Chad runs. Actually, yeah, I'm turning this for just
Yeah,
a second.
do it.
So Chad runs. Can we see him? Yep. There we go. So Chad runs pretty much everything out of Delaware right now.
I'm the main tournament
He
director.
is the main tournament director of Delaware.
Yeah, Mike and Joe.
Very
my
cool.
Guidance. Yep.
We just came from, was that last weekend at Mike's?
Yeah.
A lot of great places to play in Delaware. If you're in Delaware or around Delaware, because we're from PA, you can hit them up on Facebook, right? You got a Facebook group?
First State Flippers.
First State Flippers. Oh, I'm going to turn this here. We were talking about it on our ride home last week. The Delaware group of guys are like the nicest. Chad,
Yeah, no, it's
Chad
true.
showed up, saw us stream, and he's like, "You guys look a little hot," and brought us beers. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? There's the, he sets up parties, he sets up stuff. They're the nicest group of pinball guys you will ever come across. So if you are in the Delaware area, get a hold of this man and start joining his tournaments.
Yeah, First State Flippers on Facebook.
Yep, First State Flippers.
And I'm going to give it back to the Rage Tilt crew because they're just as nice as anybody else that I've met. So
Oh, thank you.
if you need anything from these guys, I'm sure they'll help you out.
Absolutely. And don't be afraid, because sometimes I walk down the street and people coming the other way and they see me and they cross. You don't have to. I'm nice, I promise. I'm a nice guy. Just don't make me mad. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm a
Just
nice
don't
guy.
beat him at pinball.
Just don't be a pinball. Just don't get Jericho on Iron Maiden and crush my 20 million point score with, what was it, 67 million points or something like that. That's what he did last week.
Or you'll play him in the state tournament. He'll do the tour mansion on the first ball of Adam's family. Like big F you.
All right. So you give it, you take. We give it, we take. We give it, we take. But no, yeah. Delaware was fantastic. What's your next event?
Next event is June the 9th, June Jam in Middletown, sold out.
All right. Are we in that?
We're not.
We're not.
Because you are going to.
We were supposed to be going to Southern Fried. Instead, we decided to go to Pintastic.
Oh,
so
there we
we
go.
are available if anyone drops out.
If
I'm
anyone
just
drops
saying.
out, let us know.
Oh, well, Fantastic's not the same weekend.
Yeah.
No.
Because
Yeah.
we were originally going to go to
Then I
Southern
get you on the
Fried.
waiting list.
Yeah, put us
Yeah.
on the wait list.
Okay.
Very cool. Well, unfortunately, you guys are going to be below us on the wait list if you sign up. Oh, look at that. Someone gave us, what are those things called?
Bits.
Someone gave us bits. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Moose 9000, named after the famous moose and squirrel. Is that correct, Chad? I'm going to move the camera back. Don't be upset. You're much more handsome than me, but I like the way I look.
Okay.
So, is that for moose and squirrel? Moose 9000? Is that like advanced Rocky and Bullwinkle?
The moose is over 9,000.
The moose is over 9000.
Are you all ready for something else?
I'll
no,
tell you.
thank you, thank you.
I'm
I'm
ready.
good.
Thank you, sir.
Oh,
Whoa, we're good. That's not. I'm ready.
Tragic.
Look at Chris. Shut up, Chris. Shut up. Don't.
All right.
Shut up. Just wait a minute. I messed up the camera.
Oh,
Look. We good?
I think we're good.
I blame him. Will you open this for me, honey?
All right.
Is there anything in
He
here?
just used it with a knife.
Yeah, I know.
That's insane.
He came over
Use
here.
your knife power.
See, this we got to make some
Making sure you're paying attention.
beer openers.
Oh, we
just
should
so
have-
no one comes.
We're gonna start making Rage Chill Pinball bottle openers,
Yeah.
just so I don't
always went
injure
for
myself.
it.
Yeah.
Just
good
some
call.
cheapos, because yeah, man.
What do we got? There's people talking, and I'm not acknowledging
No,
the
we're
things
good.
they're saying. Did you talk to all these people already?
Yeah, that's old.
I'm sorry. I'm not.
I'm just letting you know.
I'm sorry, internet. I'm not very good at this stuff.
So
I'm gonna swap
we're
out.
about to spell Eddie. This guy already has 2 modes completed, or lady. No, guy. I can't tell who that is.
All right,
from
stay
the stream.
thirsty, my friend.
I will.
Thanks.
Dilly dilly.
That's awesome.
You know you're in Philadelphia area,
right?
region.
So we got 2 modes going. And
Wait, what do we got
lucky of
going?
all, we're in Aces High, my friend.
Wait, are we in Aces High or is he in regular multi-ball?
It
I would
just
say
said-
he's in Aces High.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
why I
just
didn't look at the
said
screen.
Aces High.
I'm so sorry.
I promise.
I
I'm
believe
not
you.
lying.
I believe you.
Sorry.
I didn't think you were lying to me.
Sometimes I lie, but well,
Do
that's
you?
not true. Only when I'm stretching fish.
Sometimes I lie at pinball. We'll start 2-player games and I'll go first and she'll go in the other room. And if I do really bad, I'll just start the game over.
I know. Oh man. Sorry, I'm a little itchy.
It's
so
hot. It's
Yeah.
hot. It's hot.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Let me watch here. So let's see. We have picking up U for Mummy. So hitting the captive ball up there, like you just hit again. Didn't register. We'll give you letters in Mummy. Oh no, it did register.
I was gonna say it's been registering even off the little flipper up there if you just tap.
Oh yeah. Well, that's one of the things I actually really like. That's actually the things I really like about it is that if you have like one more letter to get in Mummy, and you have that ball coming around to that little flipper, I will absolutely use that little flipper. And generally, or at least the one I've played on, it might just be the one I've played on, how it's set up. But like,
If you hold it up.
no, I just mean that whole area up there is generally pretty safe. So like, wherever that ball's coming down, you can just ever so gently nudge that ball. It'll look like it's coming right down the middle, and with the slightest of nudges, you can get it onto a flipper, and that's fantastic. Like it's something like a lot of the issues I have with some newer games is that sometimes they're so complex that what's he in?
I don't know, but last time I looked, he was at like 20 million.
Oh,
now he's at 40.
he's in Mummy Multi-Ball. He's in Mummy Multi-Ball.
Okay.
And it looks like, I can't tell, it looks like he has 2X playfield qualified but not started.
Yeah.
Is that you step up to a lot of games, oh, you're a gentleman and a scholar.
So, what were you saying? We'll step up to a lot of games?
Oh, you step up to a lot of games, a lot of newer games, and it's really confusing off the bat. And that's no different here. Like if you're somebody who doesn't play pinball, the rules might escape you.
Right.
But there is enough crap on this playfield that just flailing away, even if you flail, you got a real good chance of picking up a multi-ball on ball 1 or 2. You know, like really think about that. You can light locks with the drop targets. You can start multi-ball by activating a mode. You can start multi-ball by doing Mummy. Like there are so many different ways, and for any player, but especially casual players, there's nothing more satisfying than getting a multi-ball. It really makes you feel like you achieved something.
Yeah.
So this is something that I could see would do really well on location regardless, because like you get into some games, like for example, I love Metallica. I love the game Metallica. And yeah, you can bash Sparky over and over again to get a multi-ball. But
It's a dangerous shot, man.
well, A, it's a dangerous shot, but B, if you're trying to go farther along in some modes, it's like, okay, well, if I'm trying to do the snake, and I'm playing Metallica and I'm a casual player or just someone who doesn't ever play pinball, you hit the snake, it'll give you a letter in snake, so then you think, oh, and it says, complete snake to start snake multi-ball. So you think, oh, like, well, if I hit the snake again, it'll give me another letter. And it's like, no, that's not the case. What you actually have to do is hit the snake, then it'll light a different shot with snake lights, then you have to hit the snake light, then you hit the snake again. And then you have to hit another snake shot, like hit another like ramp or orbit, and then hit the snake again.
Yeah, and it's just not very apparent. If
Yeah,
you're a new
like,
player.
so if you're a new player, that's not very apparent. Yeah, you can get multi-ball through Sparky, but in Iron Maiden, I've watched casual players already step up to Iron Maiden and get Aces High multi-ball without even knowing what they're doing, or watch them pick up Mummy multi-ball without even know what they're doing. It's pretty straightforward, or it's real easy to make things happen if you're a casual player, and if you're an experienced player, it's just a joy to know all of the different shots and all the different stuff you can do.
And it starts to teach you how to play pinball, right?
Right.
So like it's like, oh, I hit this thing, and I hit it, and I hit it, and I hit it, and then it starts
Yeah,
something. It's
yeah.
like, oh,
Yeah,
like this
yeah.
is how pinball works.
And and other stuff, I don't know if they did it because of the larger real estate on the screen. I don't know what they're. We're joined by Jeff Shropshire. 1 second, we'll bring him in. You don't want to be on? Well, we're going on anyway. I'm mumbling now on the camera. Anyway, is that like it gives you the proper instructions. So like where I was talking about
Thanks a
Metallica
ton,
before.
Moose. I appreciate that.
Whoa, no problem, dude.
Yeah.
Holy crap! I didn't know you could do that.
That's funny, yeah. But
Well-
yeah.
I lost my train of thought.
Sorry, we were talking about like I call it I teach, right? So I call it scaffolding. So it's like it teaches you what
Yeah.
you're doing, and it incrementally, the more you get into the game,
Yeah.
the more you're learning how
Yeah.
to play, and
Yeah.
like, that's really cool.
So I forget what the song is, but for example, whatever has the purple lights. You remember the song with the purple lights in Iron Maiden? Is it Afraid of the Dark? It might be Afraid of the I don't know if that's a song, but something to do with the dark. Something with the dark, whatever. But like, you start the mode, and it grabs the ball, it locks the ball, it holds it, and it actually gives you time to look at that screen, and it says, hey, hit a purple shot, and then hit the spinners for big points. Boom, like right there, you already know. It gives you very clear directions, and even if you don't look at the screen, it lights up all of the purple shots so that you know where to shoot the ball at. So like, it's this really nice stack. I put it akin to like dialed in. Dialed in, once you charge the phone up, and it tells you, hit the QED guy to charge the phone. Once the phone is charged, it turns green. It makes you want to hit the phone. Then you hit the phone, and whatever mode you have, it clearly says on the screen.
Well,
hit this thing, then hit this thing.
And it shows you progress on the phone, so that you know how much more you have to hit.
Yep.
And it's so important.
And it tells you while you're playing. So like, in Dialed In's case, it's like, hit the left ramp, hit the right ramp, and it shouts it out, and that's really nice. And I like that about Iron Maiden too, is that it really makes the shots, it tells you what to do. Like, it tells you the shots to make, and I love it. Who's playing? Do we even know? Oh, they're in.
No one's playing right now.
Okay, a game just ended, so let's see.
Let's see who's stepping up.
Someone's got to be stepping up. I can't imagine people not just playing this over and over again.
Yeah, who we got?
If not, we can change.
We can swap it over. But I have a feeling we're going to have someone stepping up in just a second. Yeah. All right.
So you guys watching, I know there's people out there. What's your favorite current game from, let's say, the last 5 years? If you could pick any game from the last 5 years and have it immediately added to your collection, free of charge, what would be your last game?
Any game made in the last 5 years?
Any game made in the last 5 years. Because this is where we were talking about it.
Yeah.
And I'm like we were talking about it when I started talking about Iron Maiden. And I was like, look, like, I'm not a Stern fanboy. I'm not a guy that's like, oh, this is the best game ever as soon as they come out. And like, I changed my mind with Iron Maiden. Like, I was like, no, this is a great game.
Before Iron Maiden came out, one of our discussions was, would you get a Total Nuclear Annihilation, or would you get a Houdini? And like, because both of those are really solid new games that just came out recently.
Yep.
Also, we really enjoy Star Trek. So
Razor 87 got a Pro, loves it. So, Razor, when did you get it, and how many games have you put on it so far? Maybe we can extrapolate time.
Yeah, and then someone just said, Moose just said Iron Maiden. I mean, so this is one of the debates I was having with Matt, right? Is because I don't think that many people are buying Houdini currently versus TNA. Now that Iron Maiden's out, it's going to hurt both those games significantly.
Well, yeah. So our discussion was because we were talking about we've never bought a new game.
Right.
We've never bought a new in-box game. And we were like, hey, maybe we're ready to take that plunge. Maybe we're ready to oh, and in case you don't know, we're married. So yeah, we're married. So I mean, we're not like roommates that are like, oh, let's consider chipping in to buy a game.
No.
Anyway, we were talking about buying a new game. And I am pretty boned up on Iron Maiden. I'm pretty pumped up on Iron Maiden.
And like where I'm at is like with Houdini, right? If there's less made, it becomes a more valuable game in the long run. And it's a really solid game. There's a lot going on. It's pretty deep.
That's true. Also, I love Houdini. I love Houdini. I really like Total Nuclear Annihilation, and I am head over heels for Iron Maiden. And it's a tough call. But oh wait, we got people typing. Sorry.
Yeah.
So Moose says Iron Maiden hands down, and it was my first game. Got it 2016. Played over 3,000 games. Wait.
Oh wait. So Razor. What
Game of Thrones Pro.
Oh, Game of Thrones.
Razor. I thought you were saying you just got the
Pro
Iron Maiden. No.
Sorry
Okay,
about
I get you. So yeah. So Game of Thrones Pro.
Because we've
also
talked about Game of Thrones too.
Yeah. Game of Thrones, real weird. Not weird. Weird's not the word. Game of Thrones.
Unique.
No, I just hated it when it first came out. Now this is different than like other Star Wars first came out. I'm just being honest. We're honest here. Star Wars came out. I hated Star Wars. I put a bunch of time on Star Wars. I still hate Star Wars. Game of Thrones came out. I hated Game of Thrones. I thought the rules were too confusing. I couldn't figure anything out. And I'm not the kind of guy that goes online and watches videos to learn how to play. So like I would sit there and try and not figure it out. Eventually someone sat down, explained it to me. They're like, dude, this is what you got to do. And then once I understood the rule set for Game of Thrones, that game is amazing. That game is absolutely amazing. I am between whether I like the Pro or the premium better. Our local place, Pinball Gallery, one of our sponsors here, has a Game of Thrones premium and has the extra playfield and all that stuff, and I love it. I love it to death. But at the same time, the first time I ever broke 1 billion points on Game of Thrones was at University Pinball in West Philly, and that was on a pro, and that was absolutely fantastic. But excellent game all around. When I first came to, 3,000 games. That's absurd. That's so much pinball.
Yeah.
But I could see it. Like if we bought a new inbox, whatever, I can pretty much guarantee you I'd put up like 500 games in a month, I bet.
Yeah.
Because I think about my current lineup of games, and they're all older games. And I put a lot. I'm pretty sure I put up like 50 games on Meteor like last weekend.
Yeah.
Like
I mean, we were talking, because we ended up selling 3 games this weekend, and like part of that was like we realized like we're not really playing those games that much in our lineup. But we had picked up Meteor from Tyler, who's here and playing in the tournament. And it's this really solid game.
Oh yeah.
And it's one of those games where you're like, man, I could go for playing like a couple rounds of Meteor right now.
And as far as oh geez, what's that, G-Bond? Man, I'm such an old man. My eyes are so getting close. As far as understanding Game of Thrones, what happened? They're collecting results for match play. Oh, thank you. You made the screen bigger. Is that like when I would play Game of Thrones, I just knew that you pick Martell, you'd get an add-a-ball during multi-ball. So I was just always going Martell, and then trying to get multi-balls. And then Dave Shar, one of the local players in our league, Dave Shar came over and he's like, man, you're not very good at multi-ball. And I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm trying. He's like, well, why do you keep picking Martell? And I'm like, well, because then I go for multi-ball. And he's like, well, if you're bad at multi-ball, why would you do that? And I'm like, well, I don't know what else to do, you know? And he's, and then what's the mode I do instead? Oh my gosh.
Well, Chris exclusively plays Start.
Yeah,
he started playing.
I forget the names of the people. It's the one that no, it's the one that adds combo multipliers when you collect the little gold coin on the in lane. Oh my gosh.
The flower people?
No, what are they called?
I don't know.
Tyrell. That's it. Tyrell. Tyrell. So like Dave Shar came over and he started telling me about Tyrell. And he's like, nah, man, because if you make a lock shot, it feeds the ball right back into the right in lane. If you have the right in lane lit, it doubles it doubles the value of your next comboed shot. And I was like, oh man, like this is, and that opened my whole game up. Suddenly I started doing that. I wasn't focused on getting multi-ball, but in Tyrell's mode, it forces you to hit the lock targets that start multi-ball anyway, and just changing my frame of mind. Just changing my frame of mind to be like, all right, I'm not trying to make lock shots for multi-ball. I'm trying to make these shots for the Martell mode. Suddenly my scores started going through the roof. That's when I started breaking 1 billion points. It was fantastic. But brain fart. In the middle of that brain fart, why don't we talk about our sponsors? All right, so we want to thank our sponsors here at the show. We got a big poster from in the back.
I think we got to Pin Crossing last time. Just a quick thank you to Pinball Star Amusements. Joe is an amazing guy.
Absolutely nice guy.
And then Rock Fantasy out of New York. Really amazing local place up there that we always hear amazing things about.
Concert and pinball shop, right?
Yes.
Isn't that where Tim Sexton, right? That's his name, Tim Balls, does a lot of his streaming from, or did a lot of his streaming from. Excellent place, very laid back dudes there, very cool. We also want to thank Titan Pinball. Pinball, they make rubbers. They make Titan competition silicone rubbers. We just put them in on our Dread at home. Fantastic product. Absolutely love them to death. Plus, I like colors. I like putting colors on stuff. I know some guys out there don't. I know some guys out there call it rainbow clown puke. I prefer to think of it as accentuating games. Love their products. Modern Pinball NYC. If you can get out to New York, you should go check them out. Sorry, lost my train of thought.
Also, a big thank you to Pincades and Lermods. Lermods does lighting. Pincades, I believe, does.
Pincade, nice mumble.
Yeah.
They sell pinball machines and stuff like that. So if you're looking for Pincades.
And we also want to thank Stern for the Stern Pro Circuit, Back Alley Creations, who's here with special mods and custom parts for your machines that are 3D printed and painted beautifully. Pinball Gallery, our local hunt that hosts us multiple times a week. Bill and Sherry.
Bill Disney, yep.
And Railroad Street Bar and Grill, which is where Pin Crossing is located.
Correct.
that has delicious burgers.
Delicious
and amazing
burgers,
beers.
and you can get grilled cheese sandwiches with macaroni and cheese on them.
And also a big thank you to the Game Exchange at Colorado.
Correct. So you'll see their logos scrolling by here on
Yeah.
our screen every once in a while. I have no control over that. I don't know how it works. We just drew the pictures, but feel free to visit their sites, visit their websites and locations.
And Hand of the King, I have never gotten Hand of the King, but I've watched this guy like get it like a bunch of times.
Now,
A bunch of
we
times.
might say hundreds of times.
It's like one of those things. Like I never get do or die on Iron Man, but when I see someone else do it, I'm like, oh man! Like it just blows you away.
I've never gotten do or die on Iron Man either.
I watched Francisco do it at the Delaware tournament in a tournament setting on one of the most difficult setup Ironmans that we play on.
Yeah, at Mike's house. Mike's
Yeah.
Iron Man is sweet.
It's awesome.
Yep.
Yeah.